Hey guys, I'm going to talk about communication in software development cycle and world. I think that some people may think that software development is like writing code and talk to machines, understanding these technical and machine things, but it's not right, guys. When we are in the software development cycle, most of the success tied to communication. So, as software developers, we need to communicate, we need to be clear, concise, and understand the how to communicate an idea, purpose, an architecture. We need to know how to write clear and good email, post to social media, documentation, code, write code, and communicate code to the other developers that are going to maintain the code we write. So I would say that 60 or 70% of our work is to communicate, not write code, not doing technical stuff. But it's my opinion, right? Uh, Something that we as developers needs to understand is that uh, communication is something to from people to people, right? From person to person. We need to understand that sometimes we say something, but the other person are not understanding what we mean, right? Um, and I bring some tips and concepts and principles from the Pragmatic Programmer, which is a really good book about these things. The first tip is know your audience. The first thing we need to understand is the person we are going to send our message to communicate with. Because if we don't understand who is our audience, maybe we are going to talk in a language that that person don't understand, right? For example, if you I was participating in a job interview and I was explaining Kubernetes in a technical way, talking about these technicalities of the Kubernetes and how it is possible to scale it. And the interviewer stopped me and asked, imagine I am a C level and with no tech background, how would you uh, present Kubernetes to me as a C level with no tech background? So that's trigger something in my mind. I need to understand my audience. It doesn't matter how better I can write code or how good is my ideas. If I don't know my audience and if I don't know how to communicate it clearly, it doesn't matter. It's not worth because it will be something that others don't understand and don't care, right? So, first of all, take time to understand who is going to be the person you are talking to and bring relevant information to that kind of person, right? For example, the C level, he doesn't want to know about how Kubernetes works and how I deploy something there and how the machines scale. It doesn't matter to him. He what is relevant to him is understand if Kubernetes saves his money, saves his time, will allow their application to be reliable, and that kind of information is relevant to a C level. How much money will save using Kubernetes? That's relevant information to this audience, right? Another aspect of communication is know what you want to say. For example, I need to master the content and the concept I'm going to present because I need to be able to answer questions. I need to be able to adapt my content to the audience depending on the the person you are going to present, right? We need to dominate and understand deeply the content and the topic we are going to communicate. So that way we are confident and able to adapt and to present uh, things in a way that your interlocutor, your audience will understand and will get the point you want them to get, right? The third tip is choose your moment. Sometimes we are trying to communicate something in the bad moment. We understand the audience, we understand our content and the topic we are going to talk about, but we are going to communicate in the bad moment. For example, if you try to talk to someone in a place or when someone is preparing for another meeting or something like that, it will not be a good moment because the person is not going to give you the attention you need to communicate your message, right? So the next tip is choose a style. We need to style our communication to the audience, right? Uh, there are some companies that they have some templates and playbooks on how to communicate. It is good because you can fit your message, your content in that style, and you are sound like the company and the brand want you to tone the communication actually. And the next is make it look good. So if you have a good message, a good content, but it looks bad or unorganized, it's not going to inspire the audience, right? You need to take some time to refine the looking of your presentation and make it look good, right? The next tip is involve your audience. If you are going to have a meeting and you can send a message with some outline of what you are going to present them and ask them for feedback, it will be really good and the audience can co-create with you the presentation. It will be really good because the audience will come to the presentation already involved in that development, right? The next and one of the most important tips here is be a listener. We need to be good listeners. We need to understand and actively listen our audience, not just start throwing our message, our content in the to the audience, but listen and understand the between the lines of what your audience tell you, and that will be really good and enrich your communication, right? Because if you know what you want to say, you understand your content, you know your audience, and you are a good listener, you can change and modulate the message and content to your audience, and it will be really good. And the last tip in this topic is get back to people. Sometimes someone send you a message or an email and you don't answer like 3 days, and you don't even send a message like, oh, I received your message, I received your email, I will get back to you soon, let me analyze and then I will give you an answer. That's a kind of follow up with people is really good. I'm not saying that you need to be available to everybody anytime. Like, oh, someone send me a message, I need to promptly answer. No, it's not health, but you need to get back to people. It's a good practice, right? I think following these tips, you are going to leverage and improve your communication skills, which are so important in development life cycle, right? Thank you.